Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of diving deeper into the book Raising Up into the High Dimensions. So today I was guided to page 49, Your Way of Being. And I read through this morning and I was like, I love this message so much. So I'm going to read it out, the whole message. It is a time of great change for many. Decisions are being made that are not always easy. But on a soul level, it feels aligned with the path their soul wishes to take. We are here to remind you all that it is not what you do as much as the energy of it, the intention of it, the frequency it resides in. For your soul's journey is not all about how much you do or the things you accomplish and can tick off a list, but in the way you move through life. Are you embodying your authentic self in all moments? Are you honoring the life of not just yourself, but those around you? Does your energy and being affect others in a way where they feel more love and higher vibrational energies? Do you see the sacredness in all of life and express yourself in a way where others may remember or be activated into their own power and remember too their own divinity? This life on earth is a journey of remembrance and soul mastery. This is a time where you are birthing a new golden age, where the structure and way of being of not only humanity, but the planet and universe and consciousness is expanding into new heights. This earth game is about remembering the already ascended being that you are, and being able to anchor and bridge your divinity with your humanness to become a species that raises the vibration of itself and the planet and operates in a whole new dimension of harmony, unity, freedom, and peace, which has not occurred for centuries and will not occur in the same way it ever has before. I'll just let that land for you. What a powerful message. It is a time of great change for many. Decisions are being made that are not always easy, but on a soul level, it feels aligned with the path their soul wishes to take. For me, I know there's definitely been moments in my life where you really feel that discord within. Your heart's going one way and then it's like your comfort zone or your ego is attached to the norm and how things has always been and operating from what's happened from past experiences and all of that and your belief systems, but still there's like that inner calling within you that's making you go down this path. You don't know why, but the calling is stronger than the resistance to it. Even though it could feel like you're dying, it could feel like going into the unknown, but it's that you just have that strong knowing that you need to go in that direction for your highest good, for your heart, for your happiness. So know that if you come across these moments or times in your life, these moments can be so powerful, and it's not until you look back and you see like, wow, that decision that changed everything for me. And so it's really to have that compassion and the courage to follow your heart. I always say you can't go wrong by following your heart. You really can't. And it does take courage to do that. And there's been times where, for example, I've been in a situation and I'm wanting to say something that is so different from what everyone else's perspective was, and I just couldn't speak. And I felt so hard on myself after that. I'm like, why didn't I speak up? Why didn't I say this? And I really went through a bit of this grief processing because I really had to just nurture myself and be like, you did the best you could in that moment. You just went into that freeze state and you couldn't. And it's okay. Like, forgiveness, compassion was really needed. That emotional purge was needed. And then when you come around in another situation, then I could speak my truth. I could do this. I could do that. So it's having compassion for yourself during these little moments that may seem really uncomfortable, or if it is like a massive change or shift. Yeah. So we are here to remind you all that it's not what you do as much as the energy of it, the intention of it, the frequency it resides in. Yes. You know, as humans, it's all about, we like to do, accomplish things, get things done, and we can sometimes not even be conscious of what we're vibrating, what we're offering energetically. And so it's really important to remain as present as we can with life and be conscious of our energy, be conscious of our vibrational state, rather than getting things done, doing all these things, but in the process there's stress, there's anxiety, there's worry, there's frustration, and all these things. How about we tune in for a moment and we get into that flow state, or we do these things, but it's coming from this elevated vibrational state, and then we're not only affecting ourself, our being, but everyone around us and everyone else, because we're all connected. And this moves into the second part. For your soul's journey is not all about how much you do or the things you accomplish and can tick off a list, but in the way you move through life. Are you embodying your authentic self in all moments? Are you honoring the life of not just yourself but those around you? Does your energy and being affect others in a way where they feel more love and higher vibrational energies? You know, we're not being judged by God or by anyone of all the things we can tick off a list and do here. It's how are we being? How embodied are we in our true soul's essence, in our authentic self, more than anything else? All of us at our essence come back to that essence of love and all these divine qualities that Source is, that we are as extensions of Source, as unique vibrational expressions of Source. You know, so many people get caught up in what's my purpose in life, and it's to be authentically you. And listen to your heart. What do you feel called to do? What do you feel called to create? How do you feel called to authentically be or express or embody in this moment? Yeah. So instead of this doing, is coming back to how can I be right now? And you know, we like to see the results of things. We like to see, I did this, so this happened. When life is happening and there's so much support and guidance and love around us, And so it's really for us to just humble a bit and be like, there's forces working with me that are outside of my control. Yes, I may have done this, but I also have to surrender that life is, and there's so much that I cannot comprehend that also could have assisted in this result, you know? Honoring the life of not just yourself but those around you. Yeah, and does your energy and being affect others in a way where they feel more love and higher vibrational energies? So it's really coming back to that oneness, you know, not just caring about ourselves. I mean, ourselves are important. We should be filling ourselves up with self-love and self-empowerment and all of that stuff. And then when we feel full, we can overflow that to others. But it's really important that we come from a space of, instead of seeing all our differences, how about we see how we are one, how we all are alike, how we all are human, and we all go through certain emotions and experiences, and we all know what it feels like to feel hurt and all of that stuff. So it's can we honor the sameness, the oneness, the connectedness of all, and can we also honor the uniqueness of everyone's own journey? You know, who are we to judge another when we have not walked their life in their shoes? We cannot. We do not know what everyone's been through. We might have heard stories about some things that may have happened in people's lives, but we do not know what it's like to be them, their journey they've taken on this earth, all that they've experienced, and all of their lifetimes as a soul and everything. So it's to honor all life, humans, the land, nature, animals. Yeah. Instead of just me, myself, and I. So yeah, like, look after yourself, honor yourself, know what's good for you, what you feel drawn to, people, places, things, and it's honoring everyone else. You know, it doesn't mean you have to be best friends with everyone you meet. You may just decide to love people from a distance, and that's okay too. Just honoring their unique journey, their unique path, all of life. Because there's no right or wrong here. We're all on our own journeys, so how someone else is going to choose to live their life, you have to honor that. You can't control anyone outside of you. Do you see the sacredness in all of life and express yourself in a way where others may remember or be activated into their own power and remembrance to their own divinity? So it's honoring others and all of life, seeing the sacredness in it, you know. Everyone is an aspect of Source, is a divine being. No matter what role they may seem to play here, they are divine just like you. So when you can tune into your true self, your divinity, and see through the eyes of Source, of your higher self-consciousness, then you'll be able to see that light in them, even if they can't see it for themselves. And often that is what is required sometimes. You're playing the role where you're having this unconditional love, this presence, this energy that is like, I see you. And it can activate them into like, whoa, like there's more to me, there's more to my life. I am here full of meaning and purpose. I belong here. And there's this whole other part of me that maybe I haven't tapped into. So you never know in what ways Source, God, the divine can be working through you to activate others. This life on earth is a journey of remembrance and soul mastery. This is a time where you are birthing a new golden age, where the structure and way of being of not only humanity but the planet and the universe and consciousness is expanding into new heights. Yeah, so especially at this time, we're all going through a big shift, right now in the world. We know things are coming up to be seen, coming up to the light. It's like this alchemy process, all these things that may have been hidden or may have been suppressed or denied. It's all coming up for us to see. So it's not a bad thing. These things should be taken as things are shifting. Good, yes. I want to live on a planet with more unity, harmony, love, all of that. And so what is required is a shift, is a change, is a shake-up in the current structure of reality of society. So yes, these things that we may be experiencing on a personal level and as a collective, we may not see the bigger picture right now, but it's all happening for us. So then we can shine light on all these things. Okay? We don't know what we don't know, and it's really learning to stand in our power, what we believe in, standing up for our rights in whatever way you choose to do that. There may be people who may want to do a peaceful protest and be on the front lines, or there's people like me who may do work behind the scenes more energetically. And so whatever you feel your role is, do that, and know that things are changing and you are needed here. So that's why it's so important to listen to your heart at this time. What do you feel called to do? You could have a very important role at this time on the planet. Okay? And it doesn't have to be doing speeches or doing everything that may seem like, wow, that's too much. It can just be, I'm going to sit in meditation and send love to my community, my planet, or I'm going to go help out here, or I'm going to go do this, okay? So it's not to compare your role or your life or your way of being with anyone else, because you're you, and what you do and your authenticity and your essence, it will affect all. So how do you choose to do it? Or be it, I should say. Yeah, and again, it's not only humanity that's being affected, it's the earth, consciousness, source. Mother Earth she's a planet, and she's a being, and we're connected to her, and she's given up her body for us to live here and be here. How can we remember our connection to her, honor her just like we would someone else in our family or a friend or anyone, ourselves? Because she holds such a beautiful frequency, and so it's really us coming back, grounding, tuning into her as well. Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, what do you want? How can I be of service to you? And draw in these high energies that are coming from our star family, from source, into her, if you feel called to do that. This earth game is about remembering the already ascended being that you are, and being able to anchor and bridge your divinity with your humanness, to become a species that raises the vibration of itself and the planet and operates in a whole new dimension of harmony, unity, freedom, peace, which has not occurred for centuries and will not occur in the same way it ever has before. Yeah. It's, something I always say is it's not so much about becoming anyone, it's about remembering and embracing who you are. Because at our essence, we are divine. We are who we are as a soul. And so we don't have to be anything more than that. We don't have to become something else or someone else. Our soul's always expanding, and it's just embracing that, allowing that process, not trying to force anything or not trying to stop anything, allowing life to go as it is and listening to our heart. And ultimately, we came into this earth life to forget who we are and remember and awaken, and it's like we forget how divine we are. And so at this time it's all about integrating our humanity and our divinity and knowing that they are one. It's kind of a paradox, me separating these two things, but it's realizing that our humanness is divine too. It's nothing less. But for so many of us, we're operating through the egoic structure of the mind, which no separation, which is why it's so hard for it to grasp the concept of oneness. And so it's really merging the two, going through that integration process, remembering who you truly are as a soul, embracing who you are as a human, the body you came into, where you are on the planet, and all of that. Yeah. And yes, this golden age will occur not in the same way it ever has before. So we have to go into the unknown, the uncertainty, but we are guided. We have this inner compass within us, and we're not alone, okay? There's so much unseen help around. So what will really support us at this time is this surrender and acceptance. And the more we tune in and connect with our true self, with who we truly are, our hearts, the more this process will be so much more joyful and easeful, because it's not about us wanting to rush to escape this moment and get into a new so-called better reality. It's about being in direct experience right now with life, right in this moment, this present moment, and it's all there is. So in this moment, right now, what do you feel called to do? How can you tune into life even more? How can you experience this pleasure of life being a human while simultaneously holding the knowing of your divinity in your heart and embracing that connection to source that you have in this human life right now? So I really love that message, and I think it can really help many of us right now. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you in 2 weeks for another episode. Much love.